Much prayer is needed. In the past, in order to do something, a worldly person would think. If he were a spiritual person, he would think and pray. In our time, even spiritual people do not only don't pray, they don't even think. In fact, this frequently involves serious matters, and all they do is practice on people. In all circumstances, before we act, we should say, "Have I thought about this? Have I prayed about this?" When someone acts without thinking and without praying, he acts satanically. And you often see many Christians acting in a way that doesn't allow God to intervene. They imagine that they can manage everything by themselves, whereas even an unbeliever may say an occasional "God will provide," the believer won't. Someone may have strong objections, for example, to the carnival and try to attack it directly, whereas he can pray and God will pour down such hail that it will scatter everyone and cancel every activity. Or let's say some people criticize a bishop and the others make an appeal to the Council of State, but they don't even stop there. They go on to have demonstrations, disturbances, articles in the newspapers, an endless array of human efforts that leave no room for God to act. They don't resort to prayer for God to respond through prayer. With humility and prayer, all the seemingly unsolvable problems can be corrected. Today we live in apocalyptic times. It doesn't take a prophet to understand this. Things are moving fast. What awaits us, we don't know. That a crisis is coming is clear from the current situation. And this is one more reason why we must now rely more on prayer and fight evil with prayer. This is the only solution. We must appeal to God to have mercy on His creation, although we are unworthy of His pity. There will be no end to the problems. Everyone will do whatever comes into his head. What Saint Cosmas said will take place. One will walk for hours to find a human being, and those who survive will be eating with golden spoons. Of course, some think, since the prophecies will be fulfilled anyway, what's the use of prayer? God sees events unfolding in this manner, but we still pray for some evil to be less harmful and to be limited in scope. That's why it is written in the Gospel that for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. For example, in a war a miracle takes place through the power of prayer. More people are saved. There are fewer casualties, in which case people are helped spiritually, believe, and are transformed in the good sense of the term. The situation is serious. It is a miracle that the world is still here and hasn't been blown to pieces. May God put His hand upon the world and save it. For the whole world depends on 3 or 4 individuals. The fate of the world is in the hands of a few mad men. The proverb says, "The horses kick and the chickens die." That's how it is. When the great countries fight each other, it's the small countries that suffer injustices. The large nations kick each other and the small ones are destroyed. Much prayer is needed to enlighten the great leaders of the world, for if they want to, they can destroy the world. God can give them a little enlightenment very easily. If God enlightens, someone can give an order and everything changes.